and welcome to episode 12, where today we're going to be discussing Disney's dining plans and whether they're worth it or not. Hi, welcome to the continuing adventures of Two Gray Mice. I'm Meg.
And I'm Rob.
And we are Two Gray Mice. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Meg.
How are you today?
Just peachy.
That's good. So today we're going to talk about Disney's dining plans, which there are two. They came back about a year ago, and going into 26, there has been a change to them. So we just wanted to talk about them and see if it was actually worth it. We thought of this when we started discussing our own trip in December, trying to figure out if we wanted to get it. The first dining plan is the quick service dining plan. The quick service dining plan, you get 2 quick service meals per day, 1 snack, 1 resort refillable drink mug. With your quick service meals, you get a beverage, and that could be an alcoholic beverage or a non-alcoholic beverage if you are over the age of 21. That costs currently $59.14. In 2026 for adults, that is, it will cost $60.47. Each person in your room needs to get the same package, and it's for the entire length of your stay by night, not by day. So if you're spending 6 nights in the hotel, you will pay for it for 6 nights. That makes sense? The other one is the Disney table service or Disney dining plan. And this one you get 1 quick service meal per night of stay, 1 table service meal per night of stay, 1 snack, and resort refillable drink. Your table service meal consists of an entree and a dessert, and both the quick service and the table service can get 1 alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage. This one is $97.79 in 2025 for adults and $98.59 for adults for 2026. In 2026, children will become free for both plans. In 25, they're $24 for the quick service and $30.56 for the table service. So just basics. With the Disney dining plan, you have to look at who's going, how long you're going, and how you eat to decide if it's good enough or works well for your family. When I've done it in the past, and we've never used it even before COVID when it was still around, because we never stayed on property with the kids, and the math never seemed to quite work out for us. You do need to be in a Disney hotel. I quickly did some math the other day, like for a 3-day trip, and there was a savings when I did a table service for a family of 4 with 2 kids and 2 adults for 2026.
Yeah, it worked out to almost $250.
Yeah, which makes sense because the kids are free. But if you added those kids back in, like for 2025, I think it'd be more of a break even or closer to it.
I don't know. I know when we discussed it previously, we did feel that it was a benefit to have, even though there are some restaurants that are excluded from the plan.
And there are some restaurants because you get all your credits up front. So 1 credit for each meal. You would have to use 2 credits, like for a Cinderella's Royal Table or Be Your Guest or any of the fine dining establishments. So that would mean you would be paying out of pocket for another evening for dinner.
I mean, to me, the only drawback with either of the plans is that to me, it just adds a layer of organization. You have to be conscious of where you're going to be and plan your meals accordingly. I know the one time that we went down there, we were very freewheeling, especially when the kids were young, and we didn't really feel that it, gave us any additional value. We were also staying, offsite, but at a hotel that had a great free breakfast.
Right.
And, breakfast is a big meal.
Yeah, especially for us. That's sometimes our biggest meal. And thinking about this, especially for our little family of 4, our son, when he was younger, always wanted mac and cheese or chicken tenders.
Mac and cheese or chicken tenders, yep.
Katie, at the ripe old age of 6, when we were out at the Cape, ordered a tuna steak. And the children need to order off the children's menu. So that's what I mean by you have to kind of like look at your own family. I think Katie would have resented having to buy the kids' meals. That was the portion of the kids' meals was how much food she wanted to eat, but wasn't always the food she wanted to eat.
No, it was really the label that it was a kid's meal. I am not a kid. Okay.
No, she was our 40-year-old, 6-year-old. And then also moving on to now, same human is now an adult, but she's a vegetarian.
But we've also covered before that one of the things that I find most intriguing about Disney over the past 5 years is the pains that they've taken to broaden their food offerings, and they really cater to anyone's palate and anyone's dietary restrictions. That's difficult to do in a big theme park, but they pull it off.
Oh, completely. No, they do. What I was thinking more, when I was down there with Katie, we didn't have, I don't believe she had any problems finding food for herself to eat as a vegetarian, because she also will do pescatarian. A vegetarian meal is going to cost you $22. A steak dinner is going to cost you $40. So if you're looking at it just as a cost savings, it may not be there if you're a family of 4 vegetarians. If you're a family of 4 beef eaters, it's going to be there, if that makes any sense. In many ways, looking at it as a straight cost comparison really isn't the way to go. Sometimes I think you have to look at it as a convenience factor.
Sure. Now, I mean, one of the things that you have to be cognizant of when you do either the quick service or the dining plan, gratuities are not included in that amount that you're ponying up for the plans. That's something that you have to add on during your stay. But it does sort of free you from having to think about the amount of money that you're going to be spending on food. That's already calculated. It's already put in there. I like the flexibility that if you wanted to do a ritzy dining experience, or if you wanted to do a character dining experience, you can still do that on either one of these plans. You just have to pony up, an extra credit, so to speak. And I also like the fact that if you're staying for 6 nights, 6 nights worth of credits are instantly in your account. Now it's up to you to keep track.
Well,
they have,
it's in the app.
Yeah, they do have.
Yeah. It'll be in the app.
It's always in the app. But I just think the changes that they've made to it kind of makes a little bit more sense. We were talking about it the other night. Most of the specialty restaurants that we visit while we're there, if you're getting an alcoholic beverage, it's at least $12, and that's on the low side. Many of them are in the $16 to $18 range. So it's an $18 beverage that you're getting for free.
Right.
I can't start my day off with a single cup of coffee. I need to have more than one. Well, guess what? I have a refillable mug. I can get a second cup of coffee if I wish.
Correct.
A lot of the guesswork, I guess, is then taken out of it. But as I said, it does require a little bit of forethought and a little bit of planning.
Right. And really, I think the forethought and planning comes into what you're going to do your dining reservation 60 days in advance if you do the table service. If you're just doing the quick service, then you're just going to be mobile ordering and paying attention to your points. But are we going to use the 2 points for Cinderella's, or are we not going to use the 2 points for Cinderella's? Are we going to use the 2 points for the boathouse, or are we not going to use the 2 points for the boathouse? That kind of situation. But it's part of your package, so it's part of your ticket room meal package. So it kind of makes it like an all-inclusive.
Sure.
And then you can pay it off. You make your reservations 9 months in advance. You can pay it off once every month and not have to worry about how much money do I have in my pocket when we get in the car to go for food. It's already paid for.
It's already paid for.
Yeah. Oh, and it just makes it a little bit easier, I think, in some ways. Especially if you have kids in 2026. Kids in Disney are 3 to 9. So you have a 3 to 9-year-old, they're free. And that makes it even better, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting to a table service dinner and then sitting the kid down and you buy them food and they fall asleep, or they're not hungry, or they don't want that anymore.
No, and to me, the added benefit is that you're saving basically $25 a day to feed your kids while you're in the park. If your kid wants an extra snack,
yeah,
they get an extra snack.
Right. And of course, everybody needs to remember that you can bring your own snacks in.
Sure. Just because, you're getting the dining plan doesn't mean that you can't bring stuff in.
Right.
But I just think, we're going to take a closer look at it, I guess, as we get closer to going down in December. But it really strikes me as something that could easily save us $250 for the 5 days that we're down there.
Right. And I did do a rough estimate earlier today for the two of us randomly picking. I just realized I had the prime rib at $9. That's not right.
No, the prime rib is not $9.
I think it was $49. At a rough estimate for the two of us to go down for that, picking restaurants I know we like. And the cost for the table service to get the food plan, the dining plan, for 6 nights was $1,173. And an estimated cost for our food, one quick service, one table service, one snack every day with the tip added in, was $1,410. So it's about a $230 savings.
But that's adding in the tip?
That's adding in the tip.
So we're not saving $250 then?
No, we're saving $230.
Okay.
But, and that's if we bought exactly what I put on this list.
Right. And, one question that I do have is when you're sitting down at this restaurant, you can order any entree that's on the menu.
Yes.
Exclusive of cost. It's not like there's an entree item.
Some restaurants will have it, like Chefs de France has a price fix menu you cannot get. But you can buy any entree that's on there. You just can't do the price fix.
Right. But that makes sense.
Yeah, because this is pretty much price fix menu is what you're doing. You're just kind of making your own in each place. What's also nice, Disney has concerts for Flower and Garden, concerts for Food and Wine, and then you have the candlelight processionals at Christmas time. And to get reserved seating, you can buy a dining package. So basically, you go to dinner at one of the restaurants. There's a set number of restaurants. And with that dinner, by paying a little extra money, you get reserved seating. Your one dining point for a table sitter gets you that dining plan. So it costs you no more if that's something you were planning on doing.
But that is completely and totally dependent on you being able to get that restaurant
correct
at that time.
Right.
At that day with the advance reservation that you're making 60
correct.
days out.
Correct. There are 6 or 7 of the restaurants, and it's any time during that day. So, I mean, that is something to look at if, you have to see Neil Patrick Harris doing the candlelight processional, and you're going to be there at the holidays, and you have the dining plan.
But I'm even thinking we did the one time we went down there, forget what restaurant we ate at, but we were on the water for the nighttime show at Epcot.
Yes.
That would be covered under the dining plan if you got the reservation.
Right. Those are at Spiced Road Table and Rose and Crown.
Yeah. So, to me, it's just like so many of the other things with the park. There's a little bit of confusion, but if you plan it properly, you can make out. You can definitely lessen the hurt a little.
Because it is expensive. And, the first time we went, we didn't eat lunch in the parks. We ate breakfast in the hotel. We packed peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and snacks all day long, and we ate dinner off-site. I don't think we had, we went to Yak and Yeti.
We had to go to
We had to go. I think it was our first trip to Yak and Yeti. No, honeymoon. So there's always ways of doing it, but if you look at the cost and you're worried about the cost the week you're going and you want to spread it out, this is a great way of spreading out that cost over the several months beforehand and paying it off slowly. It's a great way of knowing exactly what your bill's going to be and not having to worry about, oh my goodness, we spent, thousands of dollars once we got down there.
It is budget friendly.
It is budget friendly.
I will say,
right.
I will say that.
And definitely, I think, if you have kids next year, it's something to think about. And I also, of course, if they have totally free dining, which they do occasionally offer, take it. Why wouldn't you? But I do believe because kids are free, I could be totally wrong, but I have a feeling that totally free dining may not happen next year because they're offering the kids all year. But it all depends on whether they need people in the hotels.
Now, this is the one thing that I'm looking at the
he's looking
tips.
He's looking at the tips and cheat sheets that I send my clients when they get the dining plan.
Tips. You may be able to trade in your dessert for a soup, side salad, or other side items such as a fruit plate or side of fries at most table service locations. Ask your server if this is possible. See, that I find interesting.
Right, and I've had people try it and be told no, and I've had people try it and be told no problem.
The other thing that we discussed yesterday was the fact that the two of us are appetizer freaks. So appetizers are not included in the table service plan.
Right.
The dessert is, and you can't trade a dessert for an appetizer.
Because I skip the dessert every time.
And usually we skip the dessert every time because we've had the appetizer.
Right.
So it would be interesting to see if we don't have the appetizer, if we do have room for dessert. Because
you are a dessert person.
I like my dessert.
You like dessert. I'm not a dessert person. Some desserts, ice cream, sherbet, I am right there, baby. Even a fruit plate. I'm all over it. I almost said cream cheese. Cheesecake? Not so much. Creme de brulee? No. Niet. Not happening. But, there's some great blueberry crumbs and stuff like that. Because I was looking at all the desserts, of course, today too, when I was doing this list. So it's interesting. It should be. Yeah.
The more I look into it, it seems like it's something that we should do, something that would, maximize our bang for the buck, so to speak.
Right. And I don't know if it's the too quick service, because we do quick service breakfast almost every day at the resort, which is one of the least expensive quick services, but still, I think it would still be a savings. Or to do the table service, which we also almost always have a table service.
And I remember the last time we were down there, we were amazed that the difference in cost between breakfast and lunch. Breakfast seemed to be the cheapest meal of the day.
It is.
So it doesn't really bother me all that much, to be ponying up money for breakfast.
Right. And a lot of people don't eat it. I wake up starving. I don't know how people don't eat breakfast. Yeah, it is the cheapest. So I think $11.99 or $12.99 was the most expensive quick service breakfast at the resort. And that was for the waffles, eggs, bacon platter. It was a raw platter.
It was a full of yum platter.
Yeah, it was a full of yum platter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. So I'm not sure if that's actually helped many people. But basically, you need to sit down and discuss and look at your group and how each person in that group eats. If you're going to have that 8-year-old that's going to be like, I'm not ordering off the kids' menu, or that 8-year-old that still only wants macaroni and cheese. Ordering alcoholic beverages does make it a little more worth your time and your money. Are you going to be doing a lot of character dining? So in reality, you're only going to be eating in 4 sit-down restaurants because you're going to be using 2 points at a time.
But a point I'd like to make as far as the alcoholic beverages are concerned, they've also upped their game in terms of their non-alcoholic
their mocktails.
offerings. And their mocktails are just as expensive as their regular cocktails.
Yeah. They're like $10 to $12. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Right. True.
It's kind of like an apples and apples thing.
Yeah. It's getting closer to apples and apples, which is wonderful. Which is absolutely wonderful. This is actually, I'll be honest with you, selfish, shameless plug here. This is when a travel advisor comes in handy, because this is a question I ask you. How do you eat? How does your family eat? Does paying it off over a period of time make more sense? And I've had clients that economically it was close. Maybe I wouldn't have taken it, but to them to be able to pay it off and not know when they arrived they didn't have any extra money to lay out was more important than maybe losing $50. And then you have the person that knows they're going to go and eat the steak and the lobster in each meal, so they know Disney's going to be losing the $50. And it all kind of just depends on how you look at it.
Once again, it's how you travel, how you want to take care of yourself during the day while you're going through the parks, and your personal preference. I do like the tips that you have in your
right
handy dandy sheets that you hand out to clients. It's definitely something to think about and to consider. Along with all the other things that you have to consider when you're getting ready to go down there.
And when you are considering this, you're going to book your resort, get your tickets. You can add this anytime before you go.
48 hours, right?
Yeah, or a little more than that. I would give yourself a week, because then you also want to make reservations, or not, as the case may be. But you don't have to add this on the day you book your resort hotel. So then you can then take the time to do the research. Don't hold up your booking the first part of the package while you try to figure this out, is really what I'm trying to say. Always book your hotel as early as you can.
You book your stay, your lodging, then you figure out what you're going to eat.
And that's pretty much, I think, all we've got for the night, unless you have anything to add.
Oh, I like the fact that you can use a quick service credit to purchase pizza pickup meals from Disney's All-Star Resort Art
Yeah.
of Animation, Disney's Caribbean Beach, Disney's Pop Century, Port Orleans. We can get pizza when we're at Port Orleans.
Yes, we can.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's a whole meal. It's a pizza, sodas, and something else, I think. But yeah, it's a whole meal you can bring back to your room.
Sweet.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the room service pizza we had on our honeymoon.
With that bottle of bubbly.
That bottle of bubbly.
I'm telling you,
That's how we roll.
Nothing goes together better than champagne and pizza.
Yeah.
To be young again.
Yeah. Those were the days.
Well, if we've got nothing else.
Yeah, it's been a quiet week. There's no Disney news. Got nothing else to talk about. So I'm Meg.
And I'm Rob.
And we are two gray mice. You didn't join in with me that time?
No, because I knew I wasn't going to hit it.
Have a good week, folks.
See ya.
Thank you for spending time with us today. Please like and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And for all your travel needs, please reach out to Meg, megandthemouse.com. Have a magical week.